Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our Navigating Logan, Louisiana's online grant automation network. This is part of our Path to Grant Success webinar series that I have been presenting as your University of Louisiana System Grant and Research Content Expert. I'm Carla Howell. I'm currently the Director of Purchasing and Sponsor Programs Administration at Northwestern Louisiana. We're pre-recording this, so it'll be made available for all of you. And at the end, I'm going to ask you about some questions. I do want to go ahead and state right now that the Board of Regents is revamping their Logan systems. So some of this will be good for this year, but we're going to ask for some input on the upgrading the system for next year. If you're not aware with it, Logan is the online system for pre and post award management of awards that are made through the Board of Regents Research and Sponsor Initiative programs. These are your enhancement programs, all their programs, the R&D programs, most all of their programs except for some of the fellowships are submitted through the program. The functions that the Logan system can do are listed here. It's mainly used for the proposal submission process, should you get funded, the report process, and that's the two main things that I'm going to go through in this webinar today. It gives the reviewer access for the proposals when they're doing their reviews. It keeps your historical data in there, so once you register and log in, you'll have your information in there, from that point forward. We use it for data analysis. It's very easily used, gives feedback quickly. And it's near paperless platforms. So that being said, guess what? Grant applications due today. And that's what we always hear. So I'm going to try to help you avoid the panic on this by getting registered and getting you set up and showing you how you can go in and out of Logan during your preparation process. To access Logan, you'll go to the Board of Regents homepage. I always put in regents.la.gov. They've updated it, but it'll automatically take you that. When you go to the Board of Regents' homepage, you'll see you've got divisions, and it'll list all their divisions. The one that you will need to go to in order to get to Logan is the Research and Sponsors Initiative site. We're all getting used to their new name there. When you click on the link to go to their site, they're going to take you here, and you've got to click again to get into their site. So down at the bottom of this page, it's going to say enter the Office of Research and Sponsored Initiatives. So once you click on that, this is what you'll see. And this is where everything is, all your RFPs, your reporting, your previous consultants reports, everything are available on this page. So we're ready to access Logan, and I'm going to show you what a few of those screens look like, and then we'll go into the live system to work through submitting a proposal. When you hit the login page, you're going to see it's going to come up with the screen on your left. You'll have PI login, institutional login. And for all of you, it will be your PI login. Your sponsor programs offices handle the institutional login side. So once you click the PI login, you're going to see the page you see on the other side here. And this is where you'll go in. And if you've already registered in Logan, you will go on here and click your institution. It's a pull down menu. Enter your email and your password. And that's going to be a unique password that is in the system. Let me get off so you can see more. A password that's system generated that you will have to write down because it's going to be a challenging password, I can assure you. If you do not have an account in Logan, this is where you will click on where you see I'm pointing to the Need Account, Create One. If you need to create your account in Logan, it's going to take you to this screen. And in here, it's your basic information. All of the the lines here that have an asterisk must be completed in order to get your profile created. You have to use your institution's email address. Any of your other Gmails, Hotmails, those cannot be used to register because it does tie you to your institution. Make sure you're using the correct email address because it can't be changed once an account's registered. Select your institution, and once you did this, you're going to get an email with your login credentials, and that's where it's going to give you the system assigned password that I'm telling you about. And unfortunately, as I said, this password cannot be changed. I do believe this is something that I'm going to mention to them in the future. It would be nice to go in and assign your own password. So we've got you set up, we've got you registered, we're ready to go into Logan, and I'm going to go through the steps here of starting a proposal. Okay, so we're ready to log into Logan. Let's go to the page here, and I'm going to take you through creating a mock proposal. So I'm going to go in here, I will select Northwestern, I can find it, enter my email, and the challenging password that they send to you. And we will do, and you can also see on this screen, this is where you have the need an account create one. Also the forget your password reset, which we'll go over that a little later during the presentation. So once you get into the Logan system, this is the screen that's going to come up. This is where you'll access Board of Regents reports. After the fact, you'll see debriefing materials. If you've submitted a proposal in one of these categories, then you can go in here and get your debriefing material. Here are the proposals that Atlas allows you to submit. So we're going to look at the departmental enhancement proposals. You'll see here that the due date for those is October 24th. So we're fast approaching. When you select go here, it's going to take you to this page. It's just kind of asking you again, are you sure you're ready to create this? It's going to have your proposal deadline. And we are going to go in, or if you have proposals, they'll be listed here and you can click on them and edit. So that's what you'll do once you have it set up. So we're going to create a new department enhancement proposal. Takes you here. The title of your proposal in the past has been, once you put that in, it cannot be changed. So we're going to go in here and we're going to put mock as proposal for my title. You'll select your type here. We're going to do a targeted enhancement. We'll make it an education proposal, and we're going to make it a single. If you choose multiple disciplinary, there'll be places where you can go in and add that. My primary discipline today, I'm going to be a math professor. So creating a proposal, this is where you'll go to here, and it's going to show you any proposals that you have in the system. This is where you can edit your proposal and start the process of preparing it. Once you get to this point, your sponsor programs office at your university is going to have access to your proposal in the Logan system. They can go in, and if you've put in some information and you'd like for them to review it, they can go in, pull it down, and make suggestions and go in and out with you. You'll see each section's listed here, which makes it, I see it to be very user-friendly. When you open your cover page, some of the information that you put in when you set it up is going to be here. You'll see your title, who you are, which programs, which category is all set up in here. You can go in here and you'll put in your specific department. In my case, it would be Department of Mathematics. Institutional cleaning, that's going to be yes, you have to have that. And if you have any other departments that are working with you on the proposal, say this is a joint proposal with the education department, you would put that in here. Target enhancement programs are 1 year. Once you've got that in there, save your cover page, or you go back here. And a lot of this is going to be pre-populated based on what you've already had in here in your profile. You go in here, you'll see that I'm already in here. I can add new personnel here. If I'm going to have a co-PI or someone on the project with me that's going to be a senior personnel, I can go in here. If they're already in the system, I can put in their information and it will actually pull their information into the proposal here. So you go back to the front page, project summary. It has its limitations. This is going to be PDF file. You just upload it here. And on most of these pages, they'll have the support tab. They'll have the maximum file size. It'll give you some guidelines on what you can and can't do for that particular section of the proposal. Your narrative, the meat of your proposal, same thing. It's going to be a PDF file. You're going to go in here, you're going to choose your file, you're going to upload it, and it's going to show up. And at any time up until your proposal has the final submission by your sponsor programs office, you can go in and out and edit, and they can go. If you get to the end and you do create for institutional approval, they can return the proposal to you. If you say, oh, I left out a page, I want to add something, I need to add some supporting documentations, they can send it back to you and you still have access. It has not went to the regents yet. Once it's been submitted to the regents by your sponsor programs office, you would have to start a new proposal if you needed to make changes before the deadline. Of course, all this has to be done before the deadline. In most of these sections, you'll upload PDF files, your biographical sketch, that's the standard form. And here it allows you to download the template for it. You can fill it in there, save it on your computer. You'll have to do this for all of the senior personnel who are in your proposal. Current pending support, same thing. It's a PDF file, or actually you'll pull it down here in a Word document. You can complete it, then you convert it to a PDF and upload it in this section. When you get to the budget section is where you're going to see it's a little different. I have to complete the cover page. Well, you'll go in here and it'll give you your budget breakdown. Let's see if we can complete this pretty quick. Submitting department math. We've got our budget and save. So now we should be completed. Let's see if it'll let us work on the budget now. There we go. Budget year one, not that you can enter your budget year one, and this is where you'll go in and you put in your specific dollar amounts by category, your match, and your private or other match. Once you get this in here, save, and it's there. You can go in and make adjustments at any time. Your sponsor programs office can also go in. It's going to tell you specific instructions, directions up in the top. And then when you go back, now your budget justification is going to be a narrative PDF file that you will need to update. One thing I'm going to point out right here is I always suggest do your budget justification in the same format, follow these categories and put your justification in that way. We here put all the support money being requested first in the justification, and then we'll have a section institutional match. Follow these categories. You want to make it as easy as possible for your reviewer when they're going in and looking at what you have in your budget. Any additional documents, you put in here. You can put as many as you want, but if you want to put quotes of your equipment that you're requesting, you can put letters of support in here. If you have some industry support, you can put that in here. Pretty much anything other than the narrative and your summary and your budget narrative, budget justification, you would put in your additional documentations. Once you have all of these sections completed, you can create PDF and it'll create a PDF file, one single file with everything that you have in here, and it submits your proposal for your institutional approval to your sponsor programs office. And it's really a fairly simple system to use. I'm anxious to see what some of the updates are going to be. Like I said, we have a few suggestions, that we've already thought about that I'm going to recommend. And I'm going to give you my email at the end of the presentation so that if there are some areas where you've ran into any complications or things that you think could be made easier to use, I'm going to let you send those to me, and we'll be sure I'll put them together and submit them to the Board of Regents. Now, as I stated here, you've done the proposal, I did put a few screenshots of it in here so that you would have these in the presentation that I'm going to provide afterwards. It shows you the beginning page. Once you log into Logan, this is what you will see. Your create a proposal page, just for a reference. Like I said, these are just for reference, and a lot of these links in here will also be active for you. So we've got our proposal in, we've sent it to the sponsor programs office, successfully submitted. Breathe a sigh of relief. All done. Should you find that you've entered a wrong title, and like I said, once you enter that title, it can't be changed, we can contact the Board of Regents and make that one null and void, or eliminate that one, but you do have to go in with this system and create a new proposal, just like you created this one. So this is all generally October, November, these deadlines, and generally we reach April 1st, around the first week or so of April, we find out, well, your funding's been approved. Congratulations. Now the real work begins. You implement your project, you spend your money. When you get notification that your grant is funded, your sponsor programs office will work with you. They'll have a contract that you'll have to complete, and they'll generally route that for you, help obtain the signatures. You'll have to sign it. You'll have to at that time complete the budget form. That's part of the contract. If there are any funding stipulations that come to you when you receive notification of funding, you'll have to address those. Sometimes it may be if they reduce your budget, you'll have to go in and say how you're going to still do the project with the budget reduction. And when you do your contract, you'll have to do the new budget forms and budget justification that matches those amounts. Now, so we'll finish the project, ready to do some reporting. Generally, the standard Board of Regents grant funding period is, they say June 1st. We usually set ours up to do July 1st to June 30th with the fiscal year. You'll have an interim report and a final report that is due with our annual report that's due. So this link is going to take you, if you noticed on the first page when you log in, the very first section is for handling your reports. I think we mentioned that. And each page in there is going to have instructions for these reports. We get this a lot because it's not, you can't get these instructions unless you're in Logan. If you go to the pages, it gives you very detailed guidelines on doing your annual, interim, and final reports. It's going to tell you what the sections are, what forms you have to upload. There's several pages, and it gives it here for the RCS program, the other program reporting also. So you're going in here and you're ready to do your program report. You'll go in here, you'll access this. When you access that page, it's going to show you what projects you have and which ones have reports that are due with those dates. I've pulled the enhancement program reporting sections here. There are 9 sections that you have to do, and these sections remain the same for your interim, annual, and final reporting. You'll have a key data form. That's an online form that you just go in. Some of that will be populated from your proposal and from your award. The personnel is the online form. Again, a lot of that will be pre-populated. Your personnel narrative, that's going to be a PDF that you upload where you go in, and the senior personnel in your project, you're going to state how they contributed to this project, what role they played, and the outcomes from that. Activities and findings is going to be the main section. I'll break that down on our next screen. There's a section for publications and products that come, any external funding that may have been put in, project contributions, any project revisions that you had to make. This has been a very popular section over the last few years with COVID and all the things that we've had to address, and your appendices. Now, as I stated, your activities and findings are the main section here. And just like your Logan proposal submission process, when you go into the reporting module, you're going to have each one of these broke down in a separate line. And when you enter these activities and findings, these are going to come out number 1, number 2, number 3. But this is where you're going to follow these questions here. And they're going to be on each section for the reporting on your project. You'll describe your activities, you'll give the data, provide the number of students that were affected by your project. And that's where they want, I mean, that's what we're looking for. The more that you can reach out and affect, the stronger your project is. The number of faculty members that were impacted, if it, you're department wide, you can give your detailed information here. Your overall impact on the project and how it affected your department or your unit. Describe any community development, describe any problems that you had. And they'll give you a format for this. Once you do this, then you will go in and upload a single document for this section of activities and findings. So we've been through the main things of what the Logan system does. We've submitted a proposal. I went through a quick run through of how to go in and do your project report. You do only use this system generally once or twice a year, submitting the proposal and doing your reporting. So there will be times that you're going to find it necessary to reset your password here. These links are active here, and they're also on that first page where you go to log in. There's a password reset link. It'll send you an email. There's a video demonstration. This link is active also that shows you exactly getting your password reset. This link is on the PI login page. And if you ever run into any problems, just email the help desk at laregents.edu, and they generally respond same day. Occasionally it may be the next morning, but for the most part, it's a next day response. And as I mentioned when I first started, Logan is being redesigned, revamped. I'm not sure what all they have in the makes at this point, but we are welcoming any input that you can provide. Carrie was hoping to join me in this, was unavailable this morning, but we are going to be taking in any consideration for any emails that are sent with suggestions or recommendations, any problems that you've had during the Logan submission process before with your proposal, with the reporting. Just, please reach out and let me know. I've got my email here, and I will put those together and be sharing those with our Board of Regents IT folks. So we are reaching the end here. Again, here's my contact information. I do hope that you will let us know if you have any thoughts that you went off of that. Any thoughts on the Logan system? Any feedback for this? We will be having this posted in a YouTube video for to share with the institutions. We'll be sending the links out to that. So I hope that you've gotten some valuable information today. I know it was a quick run through, but as I stated, I am going to make this presentation available with the live links. We're approaching this. I know that a lot of our faculty here at Northwestern have begun writing their proposals and have actually started. Some of them have started their proposal in Logan. I find it is a great tool because once they put information in there, then we're able to access it. If they ask us to go in and, have a look at their budget or have a look at their summary and get feedback on it. So we've been very pleased with it. I'm anxious to see what the new system is going to bring about. And I hope that you will reach out to me if you have any questions, or if you just want to share what information you whether or not this presentation is helpful to you. Thank you all again, and I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.